Today we're removing the amplifier from a 2007 Acura MDX. We're going to start with seeing if we can get this all into view here for you. And we're going to work on the right side kick panel. Now there are some shortcuts to removing this amplifier. You only learn them after you've done this several times. Okay, we're going to start with, we're going to need a pry tool and a 10mm socket, along with a 90-degree screwdriver to help reach some of these screws better. Of course, a ratchet works as well. But we're going to bring this panel up along the door sill here first. We're going to pry this up. This should release and come back. It doesn't interfere with the insulation along the panel. We're going to pull this over. As I can see here, we have 1, 2, 3 clips, but a spot for 4, and back over here under the panel we found this 4th clip, so we're going to place this 4th clip in. It slides right into place here and locks in, so that's there when we're ready to reinstall this. Next we're going to remove this side panel. In order to do that, we have to pull the weather stripping back a little bit over this panel, because there's a couple of locks on the panel that hold it into the weather stripping. Also, way back here in the back there is a screw here that we can unwind. That's on the back of the panel. It's just underneath the, just along the edge of this panel. It goes underneath the dash, and we're going to remove that screw. That comes off pretty easily with finger pressure. Next, we're going to take our pry bar and pry the bottom of this bottom panel away from the dash. It comes straight down. Usually you'll hear the clips spring off, so be sure you can look for those as you come back. And we're going to go up underneath and pry this panel, and also pull along the edge and pull this panel straight down, even though it does curve up behind the dash here. These clips should release. Let's see here. Oh, we did a good job there. Okay, there we go. That will release. I can see a couple of the clips here. We do have 2 connectors here under the dash for this panel. There's a trigger on these connectors, and you push it in to release the connector. That goes for both. The second connector looks like the trigger's underneath to release this trigger, and this is going to allow us to remove this side panel. But before we remove this panel, we're going to turn it up and make sure there's no clips stuck on it to save any clips. There are spots on this panel for clips here, here, and here. This one, the clip is still remaining. We can check up here under the dash. I do have 1 clip here that fell to the floor, and a second one over here. So we have all the clips for this panel. Now we're going to pull this panel, the side panel now. This is the one we've been wanting to get to. We're going to pull this one away from this, pry it away from the side, and it comes off. Now we're going to check this for clips again. This one is missing a clip, but the clip happens to be right here, still in the side panel. So we're going to attempt to pry this clip up out of the door panel. There we go. Remove this clip, and again this clip will slide back onto the panel. Now down here under the dash, to try and locate that 1 screw, we have the 2 connectors here going up into the amplifier. Now to show how to release these connectors better, of course this amplifier is sitting up in the dash at this angle, and you see the bottom of the amplifier which comes down, and you get access to these connectors. To get to this bottom bolt here between the 2 connectors, it's easier to remove the connectors, and these connectors have to be released either way. But in the center here there's this bar at the back that you push that trigger down and release the amplifier, or release the connector. Now this trigger here, you can see how it has little notches back here, and if you push this down, those notches release. We're going to repeat that for the second connector as well, and push this tab down at the back of it, release the connector, and come down. This is going to give access to the 1 bolt here needed at the bottom. There's 1 screw here. I'd mentioned the 2 on the firewall which sit over in here, and those 2 remain. You want the one back here between the 2 connectors on the bottom of the amplifier. Now we're just going to loosen this screw. Next you want to empty the contents of your glove box, open the glove box, push the sides in. It allows two little locks, one at this side and one at this side, to release from behind the dash, and allows the glove box to drop down. Now what we're looking for here is two 10mm bolts that sit back here in this opening. As for the screws on the top, you can see they're both at the top of the amplifier. The amplifier is a silver unit sitting here, and loosening just the top screws here. These screws just need to be loosened on this unit. Here you should be able to see now with all the screws loosened. We're going to lift this up and get it off the screws at the top. It should lift up and down, and this amplifier will drop right down out of the dash. See our website for other removal guides, car stereo removal. Please subscribe. Comments are welcome. If you have questions, call or email us. Thank you for watching.